Hello guys, welcome back to another video of me performing a bed bath through virtual learning. So we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to go ahead and start by performing our hand hygiene. So performing hand hygiene. After performing hand hygiene, we're going to walk into the patient's room and we're going to provide for the patient's privacy. So we're going to go ahead and close this curtain. And then we're going to ask the patient what his name and date of birth is and if he has any allergies. So, hello, my name is Destiny. I'm going to be your nurse today. Do you have any allergies? He said no. So now what we're going to do is ask him, like, can you tell me what your name and date of birth is? Yes, my name is John Nuttall. My date of birth is February 58 or 31st of 58. Wait, February 26th of 58. Yeah, because that's an actual date. Okay, and do you have any allergies? He says no, he doesn't have any allergies, which is great. We don't want him to be allergic to anything. How is your comfort today? Are you in any pain? He says no. We're going to assess his skin. We're going to make sure he doesn't have any shortness of breath. And then we're going to put some clean gloves on now. So, John, do you need to go to the bathroom? No, I don't need to go to the bathroom. Okay, so now I'm going to get all my supplies together on the table. I'm going to raise the bed to a comfortable position. I'm going to put the side rails put the side rails down. We're going to raise the head of the bed to a 30-degree angle. We're going to drape a bath blanket over our patient. We're going to ask him to hold it while we take off the bottom blanket. And then what we're going to do now is we are going to fill up this bucket 2/3 full with warm water. And we're going to ask our patient if he thinks that it's an okay temperature. So, is that an okay temperature for you? He says yes. Okay, great. So now we're gonna put a towel underneath our patient's head. Well, we're gonna take the patient's pillow off, and then we're going to put a pillow underneath his head. We're going to take off his gown. And then we're going to put a towel over our patient's chest. To protect his eyes, we're going to ask him if he is wearing any contact lenses. So, John, are you wearing any contact lenses? No, I don't wear contacts. I see perfect. Okay, great. So now we are going to fold this into a mitten, and we are going to dip it in the water, and we're going to clean the patient's eyes. We are going to go this eye first, inner to outer. On a different side, we're going to do the other eye, and we're going to pat his eye dry with the towel that we put on his chest. Okay, so now, John, did you want soap on your face? He said no. We're going to wash his forehead, his cheeks, his nose, his ears. We're going to pat it dry. Okay. So, do you want to be shaved? He says, no, I like being hairy. Like, that's great, man. More power to you. I wish I could grow a beard. So, if the patient was unconscious, we would wash the face without soap. And if they couldn't blink, we would instill some eye drops. And then after we're done putting the eye drops in, we would put an eye patch or a shield, but never on the eyelid itself, just around the eyelid to protect the eyes. But he's not unconscious, he's responding. So now we're gonna wash his arms. We're gonna put a clean towel underneath the patient's arm. I only have a limited number of towels, so we're gonna pretend like he still has a towel on his chest. So we're gonna go in long, firm strokes from the hand all the way up to the shoulder. We're gonna pat him dry, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side of the body. We are going to pick up his arm. We're going to go up to from up and then down to the armpit. So now that we did that, we're going to pat the patient dry, and he needs some deodorant. And lucky for him, we have some good deodorant here at this lovely hospital that I live in. Okay, so he's good. We would, if he like, we would have cleaned his hands, but if he needed to, like if he had any dirt or anything underneath his nails, we would soak the hand for 5 minutes and then scrub underneath them to get all that nasty dirt and stuff out. But he's fine. He doesn't have any nastiness underneath his hooves here. Okay. So now we're gonna throw away, or we're gonna get rid of the dirty linen, and we're gonna put it in a linen bag. Okay, so now with the towel over his chest, we're gonna kind of pull down the bed bath towel, or like the bath blanket. We're gonna pull it down, and then we're going to I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, we're gonna clean the chest. So we're always going to be assessing for skin breakdown. We're going to be making sure, like, as we're doing this, that the patient has no, like, signs of bruises or anything. Okay, anyways. We're going to dip this in the water. With long, firm strokes, we're going to go sideways. Pat him dry. Now we're gonna move down to the patient's abdomen, because we were just doing his chest. Now we're going to do his abdomen. We're going to make sure that this towel doesn't go below the pubic line for the patient's privacy. Now we're going to do long, firm strokes. He's clean. Pat, pat, pat. He's dry. If this was a female patient, you would like lift up the breast. You would pat underneath the breast. You would make sure it's dry. Then you'd let it down, and the patient would be clean. But his name is John, so he's a boy, and so he doesn't have breast. So now we're gonna make sure that the water's still warm. If it isn't warm, we're going to change it. But if it's warm still, which it is, we're going to leave it alone. We're going to like really pay attention to this patient's belly button, and everything's fine. We're going to dry him. We're going to put him on a clean gown. So we're going to put his gown on. If you prefer to wait till last minute to put the gown on, you can, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on. So now we're going to do the legs. We're going to expose one leg at a time. But we're going to make sure that he's still covered, because you don't want to get cold. Put your towel underneath. Then you're going to do from the ankle to the knee, from the knee to the thigh. You're going to dry it. You're going to do the same thing over here. ankle to knee, knee to thigh, dry it. Then you're going to wash his little feetsies, their little hooves in this instant. You are going to go ahead and wash his feet. Never ever soak a diabetic's feet. But anyways, you're going to get in between his little toes or hooves. Make sure it's all clean. And dry completely. Make sure you dry everything completely. Put some lotion. Throw all these nasty towels in the linen. Keep on his bath blanket. Roll him onto his side. Oh, actually, before we roll him, we were gonna do our perineal care. Before we change him, or before we turn him, we're going to go from front to back on a female, and if it was a male, we would, depending on if he was like circumcised or not, we would pull back the skin and make sure that everything was really clean and stuff like that. So clean. Then we're going to take all the dirty towels and we're going to put it in the linen bag. We're going to throw away the bath water, take off these crusty gloves, put on some brand new gloves. We're gonna, since we poured out the water, we're gonna take this time to go get more water. And we're going to do the same thing. This is the bath blanket, so he's not cold. We're going to make sure it's warm. Great. We're going to roll him onto his side. Long strokes. Make sure his butt's covered. Long strokes. We're going to pat dry. There's a towel underneath here so that the bed doesn't get wet. Pat dry. And then we're going to put the bath blanket there. You're going to clean his anus from front to back, and then we're going to pat dry. Now we are going to put lotion on the patient's back, and we are nice and clean here, all done. We're going to make sure that the linens are fresh, everything's good, and alright, see you guys next time.